Good morning, Zio here, and once again, it's Blizzard. Blizzard all week long. Well, with the exception of one time when we talked about Stargate. Yeah. Anyway, so this morning, today we'll be talking about several things Blizzard and Activision related. We'll talk about the restructuring of Blizzard. We're going to, of course, go into my predictions, as well as a few other things that are Blizzard related. And yeah, I think that's about it. So grab yourself some coffee, sit back, relax, and yeah, let's get into it, shall we? So first things first, Blizzard is showing and Activision are showing how much they are behind the employees and stuff, and how much they care, they're listening and stuff, by essentially hiring a union busting firm. Because nothing screams "we're here for you" like we're afraid you're getting too uppity, so we're going to smash you into the ground. No, but seriously, in a public statement addressed to employees earlier this week, Activision Blizzard's Bobby Kotick, Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick, said that the company was reviewing policies and procedures to help promote a more respectful and inclusive workplace. And to help accomplish that, of course, they have hired a prestigious law firm, William Hell. How? Is it how? Hell? How? Anyway, which of course is a law firm that worked with Amazon to prevent prevent workers from unionizing, and they're well known for that, right? So yeah, take it as you want to take it. Maybe they're just there to help review policies, but I'm pretty sure Blizzard and Activision, or Activision mainly, was just like, okay, the Blizzard employees are getting too uppity. We've got to smash this now. We've got to dig it into the ground. And here we go. This is where we're at. So, aside from that, Blizzard's president is out. Jab is actually leaving the company earlier this week. A couple of days ago, the news broke that Jab would be leaving the company, and there will be two co-heads to the company. Now, this news could be good, and it's also bad at the same time for various reasons. Now, I'm not going to sit here and make a fuss over the fact that Jen is a woman or anything else like that. I think that is really, really dumb, so I hate headlines like this. Like, oh my god, co-led by a woman, whoop-de-damn dude. The studio has had two people in charge of it its entire lifetime, right? If you want to celebrate something like that, wait until there's 100 old white guys or something there, or whatever it is. And then you can go ahead and celebrate that somebody different is in the position, right? Anyway, outside of that, yeah, so Jab is out. In his place are Mike Ybarra, is that how it's said? Ybarra, and Jennifer O'Neill. They are going to be the ones taking the place. So Jay Allen is leaving. The head of resources, by the way, human resources executive Jesse Mischuk, I don't know how to say that, is also leaving amidst all this. So I assume they weren't too happy with her either, for her to step down, because I heard a lot of Jab is out, but nobody really mentioned this until I saw it in this article, and I was like, oh, okay. I guess that was a thing that happened too. And a lot of people keep trying to bring up this, regardless of how you feel about Jay. I'm not going to sit here and really defend him. I'm not going to praise him, this, that, and the other, or anything else like that. But, apparently people are all upset bringing up this video where on a panel they sort of laughed off apparently a woman questioning about the sexualization of female characters in World of Warcraft. And that personally is a nothing to me. It's just like, really? Seriously, that's what you want to latch on to and somehow make things. I think what it is Jab was the fall guy. He had the bag in his hand. Even if he was trying the past few years to try and fix things, that's why sorry. That's why Alex was removed a few years later after him coming into play. I guess probably an investigation, all this other stuff, and that stuff takes time. So I can understand if it took that long for the investigation to actually do its thing, because maybe somebody else didn't do anything and just kept sweeping it under the rug, that sort of thing. So I can understand how maybe that would take a few years or whatnot. As for the sexualization of female characters in WoW, I hate to be the bearer of bad news when it comes to this sort of thing, but both men and women like good things to look at, whether it's a really nice looking female character or Ryan Reynolds. We all really like good things to look at, right? And I'm not going to apologize for that. I'm sorry. I guess sorry, not sorry. But anyway, so let's get into who is actually taking over, right? So we've got Jennifer O'Neill and Mike Ybarra here. Ybarra, I don't know how to say his name. Both of them equally qualified, in my opinion. They've both done several things over their lifetime, and they're in the industry. And here's first, first let's get into the bad, because I said this, there's good and bad for this, right? The bad news. What is the bad news to having, these two come in? It essentially means that Activision now essentially has full control over Blizzard, right? Blizzard Entertainment, or Activision Blizzard, they're no longer there. There is literally nothing stopping Activision whatsoever in that respect, and I think that's the bad, right? However, because of the people, there might be more good than anything. If when it comes down to it, you've got Jennifer here, and I think that Jen, if anything, handles, say, the business side of things. That would be great if they can just double team this whole thing, where you've got Mike taking over the game aspect, Jennifer taking over the business aspect. That would be great, mainly, or at least in some respects, right? Because Jen seems to be really, really good at that kind of thing, being executive producer, studio heads of multiple companies up to this point, or multiple things up to this point, among other things, and has been, doing things with Activision and stuff. I believe, what was it, Crash Bandicoot, the thing that we all loved, that remake that we all loved, the head of that, studio head right there. And I think that would be a great deal right there. And then Mike, on the other hand, why I say maybe on the gaming side of thing is, I don't see a whole lot of anything from Jen playing games, right? She definitely either lets the people who really know what they're doing do their thing, and keeps them on task and all this other stuff, and really knows the business side of things, just from what I've been looking at. It feels that way. I could be completely wrong on that. But when you do look at all of Mike's stuff, he seems to be properly engaged with all these things, right? We're talking about a mythic raider here. or M, yeah, he does M plus and all this other stuff. I think he did something. What was it? It was like all 20 plus pretty early on. Talk about putting some time into the game. So this is definitely a WoW player, and who plays other games, of course. So with any luck, he's going to know more about, listening to players, player feedback, and understanding the issues with the game and what needs to change. So if you really, really like to play WoW and do come back at one point in time, Mike here may actually do some good changes for the game itself, which will be fun to sit here and watch and see what happens, to be totally honest, just because of that. Now, granted, this stuff is going to take time, right? This isn't going to be a switch is flipped and then suddenly World of Warcraft is fixed, Diablo is fixed, StarCraft is fixed, or anything else like that, right? This stuff takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. It could take a year or so for things to properly solidify. No, especially because a lot of this stuff is already out. They're working on different things, like, the next patch for whichever game it is. It's currently in the works already. It's part way done and all this other stuff. So, unless they come through and decide to just scratch everything, you're looking quite a bit ahead of time. And of course, you know, the next expansion I'm sure is already being worked on and all this other stuff. So, you know, you've got that going on as well. So it will take some time to properly see what happens. But my predictions for the future. Whew. Yeah. Anyway, seriously, Blizzard's going to go through restructuring, right? I'm titling this the restructuring of Blizzard or whatnot, even though Blizzard hasn't officially restructured yet. They've replaced their head. The HR, you know, the head of HR left. I think a few others have also left at this point who, you know, nobody really talked about or whatever. But I do believe there's going to be some kind of restructuring when it comes to Activision and Blizzard. Probably more notably Blizzard, because they're the ones who really have the spotlight on them. You know, I've said this a few times at this point. You know, the lawsuit is targeted at 3 different companies, essentially, all falling under one of those companies, of course. And, you know, some of the things seem to be a bit on the exaggerated side, or they're from another company underneath the parent company, under Activision or something, or something in that line where, you know, there are allegations that were made at another studio, but they just happen to be under Activision. And it feels like, you know, sometimes it's really hard unless it directly says at Activision Publishing or at Blizzard Entertainment. It feels like the entire thing is just charged at Blizzard, right? So they're definitely going to see some kind of restructuring, probably for the better, to be totally honest, because they're going to be looking for those bad actors to get rid of them as long as they take their time. So I know people are out for blood and everything, but they need to take their time with it, investigate, because there are false allegations that do happen, to make sure that they're not just blanketing everything like they did with their 800 plus, you know, firing spree not that long ago, just a few years ago, after having record numbers and all this other stuff, because that's essentially, in my opinion, what happened during that time. Is they were just like, well, let's just take all of this out. We can then also do 2 birds with 1 stone. We get rid of our bad actors, regardless of who they are, and we can hire new people in their place at cheaper cost, right? Win-win for the company. So with any luck, they'll actually go through and they'll do it proper, right? Proper. Outside of that, I think, honestly, I feel like people have stopped caring already. You know, it is Friday. It's been a few weeks since it came out. You know, you've got a few people who are still vocal about this, but for the most part, people don't seem to really care that much anymore. It's going to die down. You know, a few people are going to probably stick to their guns, do what they said they did, you know, streamers and certain content creators and things like that. The normies out there, you know, the people who just consume and enjoy the game, they're, you know, I'm not, I don't call them normies, but, you know, they're not exactly normies, but they're not in touch with what's going on Twitter. They're not in touch with what's going on YouTube or Facebook or anything else like that. They may not have even heard of this, or they just saw a thing flip through on Facebook and was like, huh, okay, and kept swiping, right? And just don't really care. They're going to continue doing what they're doing, right? They're going to continue playing World of Warcraft. They're going to buy D2 when it comes out. They're going to wait for D4, and they're just going to keep doing it. So Blizzard's going to be probably fine in that respect, and there's really not a whole lot that anybody can do about that. That's just the reality of the situation. With any luck, they'll fix their things, and a lot of these people who did leave will give it another shot. They'll come back for a thing. Yeah, I think that's about it on all of that. That's all I've got. So, yeah, there's going to be a restructuring. People are going to forget. People are going to move on. People are going to start playing the game again and completely forget this is a thing. I won't. I mean, I'm sure I will bring this stuff up when the next time they have a big kerfuffle of some kind and say, remember what happened back in 2021? Oh, and then before that, we had the Blitzchung thing. and keep bringing it back. But, you know, most everybody else, they'll forget more than likely. So let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I will talk to you later. See ya.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.